Welcome back on this Thursday. Glad you're joining us. We are continuing to look at Luke chapter 11, focusing on starting with verse 27. Yesterday, remember that some were accusing him of working with the evil one. Jesus refuted that. And let's pick up now, looking at verses 27 and 28. As he, Jesus, said these things, a woman in the crowd raised her voice and said to him, "Blessed is the womb that bore you and the breast at which you nurse." But he said, "Blessed rather are those who hear the word of God and keep it." An interesting passage here, isn't it? Mary says in chapter 1, as part of her Magnificat, her song, "All people shall call me blessed." All right. And it seems that this is a fulfillment of those words. However, Jesus says, no, that's not necessarily the case. In fact, instead he says, blessed rather are those who hear the word of God and keep it. What's important is not our blood, where we come from whom our parents are, or what they have done. What's important is hearing the word of God and keeping it. Remember, hearing the word of God, doing the word of God, are those two things that signify faith in this passage, in this book of Luke. So as we see that is an explanation there. Let's pick up with verse 29. When the crowds were increasing, he began to say, "This generation is an evil generation. It seeks for a sign, but no sign will be given it, except the sign of Jonah. For as Jonah became a sign to the people of Nineveh, so will the Son of Man be to this generation. The queen of the south will rise up at the judgment with the men of this generation and condemn them. For she came from the ends of the earth to hear the wisdom of Solomon, and behold, something greater than Solomon is here. The men of Nineveh will rise up at the judgment with this generation and condemn it. For they repented at the preaching of Jonah, and behold, something greater than Jonah is here. No one, after lighting a lamp, puts it in a cellar or under a basket, but on a stand, so that those who enter may see the light. Your eye is the lamp of your body. When your eye is healthy, your whole body is full of light, but when it is bad, your body is full of darkness. Therefore, be careful lest the light in you be darkness. If then your whole body is full of light, having no part dark, it will be wholly bright, as when the lamp with its rays gives you light." This connects to what we were talking about yesterday. First of all, some were saying that he came from the prince of demons. Others were saying, we're seeking for a sign. This is addressing those who were seeking a sign. The crowds, it says, were increasing. And the reason that they were increasing was because of the signs, the miracles that Jesus did. And then he calls that generation an evil generation. Why? Well, because they were focused on signs, on miracles. He had shown them through the miracles. He had just spoken the word of God, and now they wanted more signs. So he says, I'll give you the sign of Jonah. And the sign of Jonah is the resurrection on the third day, and then the message proclaimed by him or of him. Jesus proclaims this message, but they will not listen. This generation, once Jesus is raised from the dead, they will not believe that resurrection, and they are then an evil generation. He uses two analogies, the sign of Jonah and also the queen of the south. The queen of the south, the queen of Sheba, who went to see Solomon, and they will, someone greater than Solomon is there, and they're not listening to his wisdom. And then the focus on Nineveh, they'll rise up against that generation because they repented as well. Jesus is greater than Jonah. He's greater than Solomon, but yet the people of this generation won't listen to his wisdom, his words. They won't understand his proclamation. The evil generation then, verse 33, rejects the light of Christ. It does not see clearly. It is not a healthy eye, so to speak. It's a call to trust in Jesus. Not because of the signs that he has done, not because he does something great in our lives, rather because of the greater sign of his death and his resurrection for you and for me. We'll continue looking at this chapter tomorrow. God bless.